Hi everyone, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters. Well, about a month ago, guys may remember that I started a new series where I have some of my friends who are very good model builders build up some of the new latest and greatest kits that I literally just don't have time for. And what we're going to basically call this series now, since this is the second one and we're going to keep going forward on this, is basically going to be called Before the Paint. Meaning that this kit is going to get built up, you're going to see a completed version of it. We'll also show you all the sprues, talk about the kit, give you a basic rundown of it as opposed to just an inbox review. And we should be doing these, like I said, probably once a month, especially when it's something new and exciting. And this is one that we probably just came out about, I think about just a couple months ago, at least here in the United States. And this is Tiger Models brand new T90 MS kit. Now the T90 MS is a completely new prototype, modernized version of the T90, and it has all kinds of really cool things between all the space age looking armor on it, the remote control machine gun, just all kinds of really cool stuff on it. I was looking up on it too, and they actually said that this new version of the vehicle will actually be the very first Russian tank that has an automatic transmission on it. And according to this article, every other Russian tank before that had a manual transmission. So between that, it has a 125 millimeter smoothbore gun, very, very accurate, as well as a couple of 7.62 machine guns, including the remote control operated one up on top. Now this is still in prototype stage in real life now we're talking, but from what I was reading in the article, there are a couple of countries that are planning on ordering this up. So this looks to be a beautiful kit. There's lots of photo etch, lots of parts, lots of metal parts, all kinds of really cool stuff inside. But I'm going to show you all of that stuff inside the kit, plus the actual kit all built up. So let's get started on it. Okay, what I thought I would do is to show you some of the basic parts and some of my thoughts on it, just opening up the box here. As you can see, we start off with a bathtub style chassis, and it's quite detailed, lots of detail all through in here. And we have our upper hull portion of it too, also very well detailed. And then just a few other pieces. We'll show you some of the bigger pieces here. The turret is all done up, and this has got a very unusual design to the turret of this new one. It's very wedge shaped. This is the front of the turret, and then it's got all this other armor that'll come back here, but we'll show you the model once it's built up. But this is all molded as one piece, and then you've got your tray bottom here that'll just snap right into position. One of the other things I want to talk to you about are the tracks, because obviously that's one of the biggest sticking points, especially with some of these new kits that are sometimes quite difficult to assemble. But these tracks are actually pretty nice. They're a type of thing, these are a regular hard plastic right here, so you need to cut that portion off and glue the guide horn on. But then for the connectors on the end, there's this soft rubberized plastic. And I really like this kind of stuff because these things just pop right on the edge right here. And once you get them on, the track is completely workable. Actually holds together very well, is very durable, takes paint very well, and just is a great way that if it's this type of track that has the end connector, it is very nice that they do it this way. So it's a little bit of work, like I said, cutting these pieces off and getting it on, but it's not difficult. It's just time consuming. So with that type of track, that's a really nice point. Then we'll kind of just quickly go over some of the photo etch that come in the kit too. Lots of grills, as you can see right here, and a few more for the turret basket in the back. In fact, speaking of the turret basket, there is a piece of plastic in here that looks kind of out of the ordinary. This is actually the form for bending the metal for around the rear basket. So this little shape right here is the exact shape that'll go right in back of here, and you just bend your photo etch right around this piece. So that's a real nice thing to have. We also have some turned, I believe this is turned aluminum parts for the smoke dischargers. And then we also have the metal tow hooks. This is one other thing too that's really cool too that they give you. They give you all these individual letters, and these you stick onto the sprues to determine which sprue, so it's easy to recognize. Let's also take a look at some of the other parts that are on this kit. This is all the slat armor that goes on the rear of the vehicle. as well as they've even included a completely molded antenna, which is kind of rare. Usually you have to go stretch your own sprue, but it's all molded straight into it. That saves you a little bit of time and effort. Another piece that I brought in some of the accessory pieces, there's a rubberized plastic for the shroud that goes around the barrel. And then we also have the torsion bars and some of the other parts that make up. So obviously the suspension can work a little bit on this, but most of the time you can just glue it in place. That way you don't have to worry about, the tracks fitting properly, things like that. And finally, I'll also just show you quickly the side armor that comes with the kit. And actually I was reading up on the real vehicle. All of this is ERA armor on the real vehicle. So it's all reactive armor that's on there. And you get obviously a left and right version of that. Well, here we are. Here is our completed model. Everything, of course, painting and weathering, but the build is complete now. And I'll first kind of give you a little 360 view of the entire model at this level. And we'll also come down and give you a little lower view as well. Now, right off, you'll be able to notice you can see all of the clear parts that are on here. There's clear parts even in the remote control machine gun to represent the windows. And then lots of photo etch parts all over the place, especially in the back here. Now there is that bin that I was telling you about that includes that red piece of plastic. That is a very unusual shape that if you didn't have that, it would be very difficult to duplicate that. Then we have some grill work in the back here, as well as these flaps that are opened up. And they also have grills underneath as well. And these can be opened or closed. Now, he did not include the 2 fuel tanks on the back here. And although the pins are still there, he's thinking about whether or not to leave them on or take them off. So there's quite a few pictures of T90s and T72s where they've removed the rear store or fuel bin. So, but that's something that, of course, you can do by yourself, however you want to do it. Now you can see obviously the very unusual shape that this T90 MS has. Very, very big front end of the front of the turret, and it tapers back like that, which is kind of unusual because you would think that you'd want to leave as little of the front of the turret as exposed as possible. But it does have all of the reactive armor all over it as well. We'll give you kind of a little lower angle view of the entire kit. And as we do that, we can talk a little bit about construction. The kit itself has about 800 parts on it, and that includes all of the track pieces, which I showed you earlier. There are quite a few little pieces for the track, but it is a very nice feature that they are completely workable. In fact, when he dropped this kit off here, these tracks can be actually pulled completely off the entire vehicle, so we can paint those separately when it's time to do the painting. There are quite a few little pieces of photo etch with the grills in the back, things like that, but overall went together really well. And he probably had a grand total of about 60 hours total of building the entire kit. So after the completion of the kit, I asked him what his impressions were of it, and he was very impressed with it. In fact, he has 3 copies of this kit that he plans on building, and he just purchased a new Leopard 2 modernized version of it from Tiger Models as well that I was able to get in last week, and very impressed with the kits overall. And anyone who buys 3 kits of the same type, different versions, then you assume that he pretty much liked the kit the way it was. So Tiger Models is making a very, very nice kit. In fact, after talking to him for a while, the best compliment he could give it was, he said it was very Tamiya-like in the way the parts fit together, which, as you know, is quite a compliment, because Tamiya stuff, especially their modern stuff, fits together excellently. Now, there's quite a few more parts on this kit than a normal Tamiya kit would be, but the mere fact that everything is going to fit together usually won't scare you off as much when a company has a lot of kit parts in it. So I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. That way you'll never miss any of the new videos that are coming in. And I hope you guys enjoy these different types of videos like this. We're trying to make this channel a type of channel that you can go to and just see all kinds of things about modeling. Whether it be, quick little things like this where we show you the build up, or our complete builds, or new technology that's coming out like the 3D printer, or even just new supplies that like Tamiya or any of the other companies send us out. We really appreciate you watching. And please stay tuned, because we have many more videos coming.